letting your inner beauty out to capture it for a lifetime. Imagine that. So Rebecca Tolk is a special kind of photographer. She focuses on capturing people from the inside out. It is not about what you look like. It is about connecting fully to your authentic self and allowing that person to capture all the sides of you on camera. Discover how Rebecca creates a safe space taking your photos online. So that's a little bit special and different, right? So welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you. Thank you for that amazing introduction. I got a very, I don't know, a different view of myself, hearing myself through your words. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm really happy you could be here today. I definitely love what you do. I mean, so many of us struggle with the way we look and we don't like to see ourselves on camera or look at our pictures, but thinking that somebody could really see our heart and our inner self and bring that out of us to capture that on picture, on a photo, and then we could see that forever. To me, that's totally incredible, because I think we all need that, especially in those deep private moments when we allow our true self to come out, right? So I was wondering if you could explain to our viewers what kind of photography you actually do. Like,
Sure. So I've been a photographer for 25 years. I, started photographing children and portraits, actors' headshots, stuff like that, and weddings. But fast forward to now when COVID hit and we couldn't go out and shoot and do anything. I met a bunch of photographers on Facebook who were playing with remote capture. So I tried it out and I fell in love with it. It was just like a godsend at a time when we were all feeling down and needing a creative outlet.
right.
And I mean, it was amazing because I was able to photograph people like all over the world. Like I photographed someone in Ireland, I'm in Florida, Canada, all over the US, Australia. It's been pretty amazing. And, I fell in love with it and I decided that this is my future. Like, I don't know, what our new reality is going to be like. And I don't, whether or not I feel comfortable going out and shooting in person again, like, I love this. And so this is my new direction and my new business. And I just threw everything into recreating myself and my business and my offering. And I spent, quite a few months doing that. And I just launched the remote portrait sessions last month.
So the photos that I saw on your website, are those all remote photos?
Yeah, all the
Because
photos.
you wouldn't think that. Like, I looked at them and I was like, there's no way I could tell that wasn't done like right live in the room.
Yeah. No, those are all shot over either a FaceTime or WhatsApp phone call.
Wow. So guys, you have to go to her website and check them out. Now, a few of them, two of them are in the promo. Those are her photos done by remote. So yeah. And so you don't have to lug all your equipment. You don't have to come into the home. So that's like, wow, that's pretty cool. So people don't have to worry about you being right there in their face either and setting them up and stuff.
It's a very safe experience, which I want to talk about, but I want to back up for 1 minute. The picture in the promo you put together of the couple,
right,
that was really fun because I had them tape their cell phone to the ceiling fan.
Oh.
And it was looking down on them. Like she's going back like this and he's kissing her right here. And that's what that image is. So, these
smart.
allow us to get really, really creative. So
what, are you in their cell phone?
Yeah, well, it's a cell phone call. So
Right.
So we're on FaceTime together, and I photograph so I'll just start from the beginning.
Okay, so through their phone, you're seeing like what you see your phone through their phone, and that's how you're capturing the photo.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So like a week before the photo shoot, we have a virtual consultation. And that's when you show me around your home. We pick out the locations based on lighting and composition and places you love to be. We pick out your outfit. You know, I mean, we create a look, but it comes from the inside. You know, it's
Right,
about who you are and what you want to express. I have a questionnaire I have you fill out to really help, help us both get present to what's real
right,
for you and what you want to express. So at the virtual consult, we get all the technical stuff out of the way. Um, One of the things we do is and I didn't come fully prepared, but we set up a tripod. So if you don't have your own tripod for your cell phone, you can take like a coffee mug. I mean, this is my water glass, but many of them, cell phones can fit right inside. And you
oh,
just put like a towel in there, to help like stabilize it. And then we can just move that around and put it, on a desk or on
smart.
a shelf. So we just kind of go through all those pieces to help you, understand what we're going to do. So that piece is out of your brain and you don't have to worry about it. My clients tell me they like that they feel so much more comfortable after the virtual consult because they know what to expect, and some of that
Right,
unknown, hesitation is removed.
awesome.
And then at the time of the photo shoot, that's when we get on the cell phone call. I have you set it up so I'm shooting through the back of the camera of the cell phone. So you can't even see yourself.
Okay, which is
And
probably better for people, right? Because they could see themselves, they're more critical.
yes, yeah, and you can't see me either. So you just
Right.
hear my disembodied voice directing you and connecting with you. And so in a way, it's like it's very safe because I'm not there and there's no big camera in your face. So you get a chance to just relax into yourself and be with yourself.
Right.
So it's also easy to be vulnerable again
Yes, I
because
would think a lot
mhm.
more easily.
Yeah, and for couples who are wanting to explore, um, you know, s- sacred sexuality on film, it's very safe. I mean, those are the responses I've been getting because
Yeah,
it's, once you get lost in yourself or your partner, like you don't really care that I'm there taking pictures, and you don't
right,
know I'm taking pictures because you
right.
can't hear the button click.
That's true.
So there's like a letting go, like a release, but also a trust. Like it's interesting. A lot of the women I photograph, have trouble. I mean, we're strong women. We have trouble letting go of control. So it's
Yeah.
kind of funny. Like I have to, remind them, you, like, do you trust me? Like, do you trust that I'm going to make you look good and we're going to have a great time? Because they're always like messing with their hair or trying to control the setup. I mean, we all do
Right.
it. So it's a fascinating experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
So
love.
so which two distinct categories do you work with? I
Ah,
think viewers need to really know.
yeah. So I have two different sessions. One is the Divine Feminine, which is for women, and it's for women who want to fall in love with themselves again. So, maybe you've just lost a piece of your confidence, you had a bad breakup, went through a divorce, or maybe you're a mother whose kids just went off to college. I mean, it's for anybody really who just wants some time with themselves and to celebrate a milestone or a journey or
You know, in my practice, a lot of the women that I work with just don't feel good enough. And a lot of the men too. Like they don't
yeah,
feel good enough for their job. They don't feel good enough to be these people's mother. They don't feel good enough of a friend. They just feel like they don't look good enough. They're not good enough. And as we do the work and they start to realize that, hey, you know what? I am good enough. I'm good enough for everything that I do, everything that I want. I'm good enough to dream and to set goals that are really high and to achieve them. Like, so I could see that being a benefit to saying, hey, I'm good enough just to give myself this amazing photo shoot of the authentic me without all the masks and all the, even all the clothing, because you do shots fully clothed or nude, don't you?
Yes. Yeah.
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 Yeah, and to just really let themselves free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. That, I mean, that's it. That's exactly it. I mean, yeah, I love that. Well said.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. And you know, for couples, you also work with couples. And
Yep.
I saw that you have couples who are expecting, so you do the pregnancy shots,
Sure.
the
I mean,
intimate ones. I saw those are really nice. Yeah.
yeah, anything. I mean, anything goes. For couples, I call it the date night remote portrait sessions. Although technically, it can't be at night because there needs to be daylight in
Okay.
in your home.
Right.
So, but I love the idea of a date night, especially during COVID. We lost all the date night options to go out and
Yeah.
bring something new and different to us. So I wanted to create something, that gave us back a sense of connection, to each other, and something that can be special and separate from the everyday and sacred. So,
And two, I
but yeah,
would imagine that as a date, you know, our date tonight is we're going to allow, or today, we're going to allow this photographer in, and we're
yeah,
just going to enjoy each other and
yeah,
see what kind of pictures she gets out of it, but we're going to just forget she's there. So that actually makes it a little kinky, right?
yeah,
So they're exploring something a little different. And you
yeah,
know, guys, there doesn't have to be penetration or genital touch for it to be pleasurable, for it to be kinky, for it to be fun, right?
yeah,
So it could be whatever you want. Look at the pictures on her site. Very tasteful, very beautiful. And some of just the expressions on the face, you can see the relief and the release and the authenticity of just being in joy, being in
yeah.
pleasure, being in love, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for
Yeah.
me it's about with couples, it's about their connection and their devotion to each other, and just really honoring that however it shows up for them. So, some people it might just be a romantic, fully clothed,
Yeah.
evening on the couch with a glass of wine and the fireplace and, different settings like that. And for some people, it might be exploring erotica on film for the first time. Like they've always wanted to, but not sure and nervous about a stranger in their bedroom shooting them. So this is a really safe way to explore that. I mean, and anything in between. I'm really open. I have no judgments. For me, it's the bond,
Mhm.
between the two that fuels whatever shows up,
Right.
that inspires the images.
Yes, and you know, one thing that I was thinking, and I mentioned this to you, but I want my viewers to think about this. You know, imagine you at the height of your relationship, you know, where you enjoy really amazing pleasure together or intimate evenings, whether there is or isn't sex, but just your connection, your love of each other, your intimacy. You know, imagine that being captured on film, and you can keep that forever. And then on during those hard times, or at some point if you get to that place where you can't connect, you can look at those moments and go, what happened between there and now? You know, and how could we get that back and start thinking of solutions? I think it's a great reminder.
Yes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it. I
Yeah.
mean, I know in my own relationship, when we have hard times, being able to go and look at images that have captured our love and our connection. I mean, it just brings me right back. It helps
Yeah.
me get out of my head and out of that reactive, like
Yeah.
and same with the individual images of the women for the divine feminine. I mean, the images taken of me, like it just reminds me of who I am and who I can be and beyond, on those
Absolutely.
days that I don't feel like I could be any of
Right.
it.
Or even on the days where you don't feel beautiful or you're having your period and you feel really bloated. Like, look at those pictures. That's you. That's you in full inside out, you know?
Yeah.
you're that beautiful regardless of what your body's going through. I
Yeah.
always say, let's be grateful that our body does go through that and celebrate it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, I just love that you work with, women or couples. I think those are great, really great ideas for shots that can last you a lifetime to remember those authentic connections.
Yeah.
So one thing that you talked to me about that I was really impressed about was how you prepare clients for those sexy photo shoots, or those authentically self photo shoots. So would you tell our viewers please how you prepare people for the shoot?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm always about, as you said, photographing from the inside out. And um, I love, helping people connect to their inner light, to their soul, whatever you want to call it. But there's only so much I can do while also taking the pictures. So even before COVID, I had locally started working with a healer in my photo shoots. We would go out to the forest. They would have a session, a meditation, a grounding, and then I would do the shooting. And it just made a world of difference, because having that time before the photo shoot really just helps you get out of your head, connect to your heart and your body. So when I was developing these remote sessions, I realized I wanted to do the same thing. I wanted to bring an element of healing to these images that in and of themselves are healing. So I connected with some embodiment guides. I've got a handful of feminine or erotic embodiment guides that work with me before the photo shoot. When you purchase a package, it includes an hour session with one of the guides. And it's on Zoom, so it's separate from the photo shoot, which is on a FaceTime call or WhatsApp. And they just take you through a journey into yourself, and everyone's a little different that I work with, so once you schedule your session, I give you a phone call, and we talk about the different embodiment guides, and we just see who resonates with you. Right. I mean, they are listed on my website, some descriptions, but I find that it might help kind of talking it out. And so I do have that questionnaire I have my clients fill out, and that also helps me suggest which type of session would be best. Mm-hmm. So that's really wonderful, because also, in the embodiment session, you'll go through some exercises, things that you can take with you and, right. and continue doing. And you can continue working with the embodiment guides if you want to. They all have their own practices.
Right.
So it's really wonderful.
And for my clients, I could be your embodiment guide since we already know each other, and I could help you get into that safe space.
Yeah. In fact, I have a few embodiment guides on my roster, but I also collaborate with others like Diane, which is how I met you. I reached out to see if you wanted to. I create like custom packages for your clients. So if there's any embodiment guides, healers, coaches, sexuality healers on this call, if this speaks to you and you want to create something for your clients, especially for your clients, we can do it. Call me, email me, message me. I mean, I love collaborating, and I love the healing aspect, and I love all the unique modalities. I mean, everyone is so different in what they bring to their clients.
Absolutely.
And like that fascinates me. So I feel it's a great honor to work with so many different facilitators.
And you know what? It's really an artistry, right? And an artist loves all kinds of canvases, all kinds of flavors, all kinds of modalities. So it just makes sense that you could work with so many different people, because I've definitely enjoyed getting to know you anyway. So
thank you. I've enjoyed getting to know you too.
Well, thank you. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to know was, so who exactly would hire you? Is it just like women or couples that would hire you?
I mean, those are the two packages I have right now.
So those are your specialties, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But
Yeah. So,
do you do other kinds of photography?
I mean, I'm a fine art nature photographer and I
Right.
sell my art prints and limited
Yeah.
editions and
Well,
those
I
are
was thinking more along the lines like, what if a man wanted to come on and have an erotic photos done just of himself?
Yeah, I've thought about that, and I haven't been asked that yet. I
Okay.
think I connect like creatively for me. I connect through the feminine.
Okay.
Like that's really where it's at for me. So I,
Well, my question to you is this, though, and this is where I wanted to go with this.
okay,
What
let's.
if you have, like, I'm thinking of some people that I've met and that I've worked with who really are working to let their effeminate side
Yes,
out. Like, they're in a male body, but they feel like they have very feminine traits that they would like to capture.
yes, we can
Could
do
they
that.
call you?
Yeah, because what happens is so I work through the feminine. Like that's where I
Yes.
connect. We all have our thing.
Yes.
So and that also, it helps me with the couples too, right?
Yes.
But for the feminine energies, whether you're in a female body or a male body, if you're wanting to connect with your feminine energies more, so we've got the questionnaire and I ask those kind of questions. And then the questionnaire goes to me and the embodiment guide. So the
Okay.
embodiment guide is going to craft your session just to you and
Hmm.
help you connect to the energies that you want to.
Okay.
And then I'm going to photograph you in my style and the way that I do, as you see on
Right.
my website. And if that's what you love, like that's what you'll see.
Awesome. Yeah, and that's basically what I was getting at because
Yes.
as erotic blueprint coaches, like in my community, a lot of the people that we work with are not specific to a gender. They could be in a male or female body, but they may not resonate with that. So I just wanted to specify, you know,
Yeah.
so anybody who wants to bring out the feminine would be a
Yeah.
good client for you.
Yes. I mean,
Okay.
that's it. And that you love my work,
Yes,
like,
of
'cause that's
course.
what I will, I've had people want to work with me and they keep trying to change me, oh, but would you
Yeah.
do this? And I don't, so it's like you love it. And I do want to say, you must have strong Wi-Fi. Like,
Ah,
yeah,
yes.
like you can work with me, but because of the nature of remote capture, you need to have strong Wi-Fi and
Right.
daylight. Like those are also huge.
Yeah. Yeah, and you mentioned this to me when we were chatting before that sometimes people could just up their Wi-Fi for just like pay extra for 1 month and then cancel it just so they can have
Yeah.
a great photo shoot. I thought that was a great idea because often it's just a few dollars more. You pay it for 1 month and you cancel it.
Yeah, I've learned that some providers will do that. Recently, I learned one said no when one of my clients
Oh,
asked. So I need to, you know what, I'm going to put the request out. If anyone out there knows a lot about Wi-Fi service and how that world works, I'd love to have a conversation with you
yeah.
because
But
that's like, I feel totally out of control with that piece. If the Wi-Fi
right.
goes bad during a shoot, there's nothing we can do. Like we usually wait a few minutes till it like resolves
Mhm.
itself. And I mean, everyone has to be patient and
Yeah.
understand. But it'd be great if I could understand that
Yeah.
piece a little better.
But I'm thinking as you're working internationally though, it's going to be different in every country, specifically every city even,
Yeah, but
right?
the more I can understand it just in general, the more I might be able to, I don't know,
To
provide
better
something.
guide your clients maybe, yeah. And the even just the time of day might matter,
Well, definitely light matters. The
right?
Wi-Fi likes light. So I always recommend that we photograph during the time of day that you have the most natural light.
Right.
If not, a lot of lamps,
Okay.
probably place could work. Or, we photograph with not a lot of light and not the greatest Wi-Fi. And when I take the images into my editing software, I just add more blur. I mean, all my images have that soft, painterly blur,
Right.
and some of them, needs a little more when the Wi-Fi ain't that great.
Okay.
So it's not that. I mean, it also affects enlargement. you know, so if there's poor Wi-Fi and I have to add a lot of blur, then the prints just stay small.
Okay.
You know, smaller than if you had strong Wi-Fi, but
So what are the biggest size of prints that you do have?
so in my top package, I offer a framed 8 by 12. And if you take a look on my website, you'll see that the frames are stunning. They are handmade gold gilded Rococo reproductions. And they just, oh, I just love them when I when I see them. So I take the 8 by 12 and I put a gold fillet around it, and then I put 6 inches of matte, and then you've got like a 3 or 4 inch gold frame. So you've got a substantial wall piece, like maybe 20 by 24, and they're all designed for the intimacy of this type of work, right? So I use the big mat and the big frame to draw the eye back into this smaller image, you know?
Okay.
And then the box set that I offer, the velvet, handmade velvet box set, and the silk handmade albums, those prints are all 4 by 6 or 4 by 4, depending on if we do a square or rectangle. So again, those have large mats, drawing the eye inward. Like, to me, this is all about intimacy and going inward. So I have the art pieces, you know, reflect that.
Yeah, I love that. I can see your
Yeah.
passion too. Hey guys, like, don't wait, book her because like exciting things can happen. Awesome. So I also, okay, so I guess that's most, I think we've covered just about everything that that I could think of. Is there anything else that you want to say about these photo shoots?
I'm not sure. Did we talked about how they happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And who would hire you? We talked about how you work and how remote works. I think we've covered most of the
yeah.
basics. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really
Okay.
excited. There's on my website, RebeccaTolk.com, right on the women's page or the couples page, there's, you know, booking links, and it's a very clear booking journey, you know, that there's a contract and a payment, and then it goes straight to my scheduler, and you get to schedule all 3 of your meetings with me. The first one is the virtual consult, the remote portrait session, and then we have a Zoom reveal. So that's when I show you the images in your private online gallery, and we do a screen share and go through everything, and that's when we create your final art pieces. So so it's all laid out there, but if you have any questions, certainly call or email me, or you can message me on Facebook.
All right. And
Oh,
go
we have
ahead.
we have a special offer for your guest today, right?
Yes, we do. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah.
So I gave Diane a coupon code for
Yes.
20% off booking, any bookings before the end of October
Yeah.
2020. So for anyone who's watching this live next year, we're October 2020.
Yes. So
Now it
for
means that you book right now, but you'll probably shoot in November because I'm
right.
booking about 2 or 3 weeks out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So if you book with her before October 31st, 2020, you can get a 20% off coupon code from me. So you
Yes.
have to let me know that you've booked. I'll check with Rebecca. She'll say, yes, they did book. And you'll get
Well,
a
no,
20,
they
pardon?
need the code. They need the code to get
Yes.
the discount
Oh,
at book.
yes, they need the code to book. Right. So,
Yeah.
okay. So you'll check with me. I'll give you the code and you can
Yeah.
go and book your photography session for 20% off. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah. You know, the
Yeah.
other thing I wanted to say was, if you go to my website, on the bottom of any page, there's a sign up for my email list. And if you sign up, you receive my free guide that is all about how to prepare for your remote portrait session. And there's
Oh,
all kinds of cool information and helpful stuff, like the trick about putting the phone in the mug is there, you know, so that's free and available. And, you know, the other thing I forgot to talk about was, when you do book, you get a free guided meditation that a friend of mine made, especially for my clients. In fact,
lovely.
if I remember correctly, I might have put it in the welcome email when you sign up on my mailing list. And that That's lovely. It's called Let Your Inner Light Shine, and it prepared
Oh,
you to be seen. I didn't even tell you about that, did I,
no,
Diane?
I
I
didn't know.
forgot.
It's all surprise.
I'll have to send it to you. Oh, and I have another surprise. I'm not
I
going to
love
show you.
surprises, don't you?
I know. So I really just, when I was creating these sessions, I knew that I wanted to create something very pampered and held. You know, it was during COVID and right, you know, at the beginning when we were all like just unsure of things. And so I just really went all out and I created a handmade gift box that I'm not going to show you because it's going to be a surprise for everyone. So everyone, when you book with me, I send you a treat, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world.
Awesome. Wow. I love that. So
Yeah.
you know, you really bring out that essence of wanting to go the extra mile to make people feel amazing and help them through a hard time and really capture like some peace inside themselves. You know, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wow. So thank you so much for being here and for sharing your passion with us. I could truly see the artist come out, you know, that really sensitive, special type of photographer who's going to really be delicate with people and help them to get in touch with their inner self. So I love that. You know, I don't know other photographers who do anything that special or that that I guess for me that soul searching, because in a way it is a little bit of a soul searching so that you could have that inner peace, right? And
Yeah.
that beauty to let it out.